And good evening. As we prepare for a storm to be coming into the area, I thought we would go over what we're expecting, where it is now, and a new timeline has been given to East Mississippi of what to expect, and it's going to be late. Matter of fact, we'll call it the early morning hours of what we have and what's coming. We'll show you all that here in just a moment. Let's start with closings of what we know so far. Now, if you've got a closing in your neighborhood, please let us know. Your business, your school is going to be closed. Send us an inbox so we can add that on. We're getting a lot of those coming in. We want to make sure that everybody knows about that. Let me scroll down and we'll get the latest update that I've got so we can look at that. I had it prepared and I just wanted to be absolutely sure I had the latest there when it comes to this. And on down here a little ways here. All right, here we go. Let's pull this up so that you can see this as well as I do. Here's the latest. Toyota Meridian closed about 16 minutes ago. Newton County schools will be closed tomorrow. Neshoba Central Schools closed tomorrow. Neshoba County School District will be closed tomorrow. Kemper Academy will be closed tomorrow. Philadelphia Public Schools and district offices will be closed tomorrow. St. Patrick's Catholic School, a late start, 10 a.m. is what they're planning. That could change, we'll see. East Central Community College will have a virtual learning day. MCC is closed. EMCC, all campuses, is closed tomorrow. Barbara Henson's daycare will be closed tomorrow. Poplar Springs United Methodist Day School and also the City of Meridian offices will have a delayed opening. Now, there is that chance that they may change that. They're monitoring the weather and will let us know if they have any other changes to that. That's on our Facebook page. It's pinned at the top if you want to take a look at it. And again, you can email us at ScottyRay1969 at AOL.com or just simply inbox. It's that easy to send us a message to let us know. Now let's talk about Big Nasty, what she's doing. Francine has come ashore 100 miles an hour is what we're being told. It was at 98, and I think it did come in right at 100 with gusts of 121 miles an hour. As we pull this up tonight, this will be reaching our area by 3 a.m. Our time to be concerned with the wind threats are going to be from 3 a.m. until about 10 a.m. tomorrow. We'll look at that on a map here in just a moment of what's just been sent out from the National Weather Service in Jackson, Mississippi. As we look at this, look what she's doing here. This was a little bit ago, 98, 121 gust. As it comes ashore, this is basically staying the same way it was earlier. The line, it may have moved a half a mile one way or the other, but basically the same path that we've been following for the last 8-9 hours. Morgan City is where that is making its landshore fall, and will go just east of Donaldsonville, cross that Mississippi River about right there, just east of the big Mississippi River Bridge there. It will make its way into Mississippi, Ament County, right through there. And here's Macomb as it makes its way into Mississippi there. It's going to be just east of Macomb there on Highway 98. This blue line right here is the eye of the hurricane where it will cross. Here's Macomb. Here's Highway 98. If you live in that area, that is the center point of the storm. As we back this out, this is Liberty, Mississippi, Tylertown, just east of there to let me turn this on where you'll see this little town right here, Hurricane Creek, Mississippi. Those two areas is where the path is. And this is rather narrow if you'll look at this. It widens a little bit as it goes northward, and it's going to go just east of Brookhaven, as we put in the notes a while ago. Here's Monticello, here's Prentice, here's Brookhaven. It's going to cross right here. Here's Highway 84. Here's downtown area, and it's just east of there where it will come across. All of this in the background that you're seeing here, this green, is light rain right now. As we move west, east of there, east of Crystal Springs, and into the Jackson, Mississippi area, this eye will come later tonight as we see this in the early morning hours. Here's Terry, Mississippi. It comes in west of Richland. And as I mentioned in my notes, this will follow along I-55. Just east of 55 is where this is coming. This is 55 south, like you're going toward New Orleans if you've ever traveled that road. It will cross 55 right here, that little interchange with 49. Cross this, go across University Boulevard, Ament Street, and move Monument Street due north through here, and this will move west of Richland and just west of Madison, Mississippi, the downtown area there, the I will, as it makes its way on up west of Canton out of Mississippi. If you're following me here, here's Durant west of there, and it goes just east of Greenwood and starts headed toward the state line. This is going to be right around Walls, Mississippi, right there. Here's Germantown. Collierville sits here, and then into West Memphis, right along there as it crosses that Mississippi River Bridge and will go north on out of the state. Now, what does this mean for the Meridian area as we look at all this? Well, it means we're going to get a lot of rain, and it means that we're going to get a lot of wind a little bit later. You can expect 4 to 6 inches in most areas in East Mississippi. We'll look at a map here, an outline of that here in just a moment. We should see the possibility of tornadic activity. And I want to remind you of this when I talk about this tornadic activity. These are going to be fast storms once this thing comes in. It will be quick. Sometimes they don't last very long when it comes to tornadoes that spawn off from hurricanes. They're quick. It's not like when a thunderstorm comes about normal. It will come in quick and it will spawn them and it'll do their best to catch them. But what we mean by that is to have a weather plan tonight. Into the early morning hours as to where you will be 3 a.m. until about 10 a.m. We'll look at your timeline again in a minute. Let's go back to radar. Let's look at this. Let me show you where you live in relation to where this storm is. All right, this is the cone area. Let's just look at Vicksburg. Let's go over here. Here's Vicksburg here. This is going to be on dead center of Vicksburg right there is where this cone begins. It comes across, takes in all of Jackson through Pelahatchie, Morton, and right here, here's Forest. It's just going to be on the outskirts. Wendy's, if I remember correctly, sits about right there. That's where that's cutting across the outer eastern edge of this cone path as it goes through Scott County. Will be right across there. Let's turn on our locations as we'll see here. Here's that easternmost welcome center. If you're coming back to Meridian from Jackson, you've probably stopped there at some point. A couple of miles from there after you pass Forest. As we follow this storm north, here's the prison that is in Walnut Grove. It's just east of there. And this will be right at Rosebud Quick Stop in Rosebud, Mississippi is where this is. It's right there. The store is the line. Here's the Neshoba County Fairgrounds, and just west of there, who hasn't been through Edinburgh at some point? The Exxon gas station there. That is the eastern line of this cone area from Rolling Fork, Mississippi, over to the Exxon right there in Edinburgh. Now, as you'll see here, here's Pearl River Resort, Highway 16 light showers moving into those areas. As we go north, let's look at here at Winston County. Of course, here's over at the Lake Teocata. It's going to be west of there. Right here's the church, Shiloh Baptist Church. It's just west of there, a couple of miles, as the crow flies, a couple of miles through there as it comes across there on Highway 14. Tried to say 514, didn't I? And then basically from there, it's a due north line from Ackerman all the way up to New Albany and out of the state into Whiteville Boulevard, Jackson, Tennessee, and those areas, and it'll widen the further north it goes. That leaves this East Mississippi side here to catch all of this rain and wind that is coming a little bit later. Now let's look at our severe weather threat. Let's turn this on. Storm predictions as we look at this. This is the area where there could possibly be tornadic activity. If you'll see all of Slidell, Baton Rouge, all these areas over to Saraland, Mobile, Hattiesburg under the gun for a level 2. As you go north from there and you make it to Waynesboro and due north of Laurel to Meridian, Mississippi to a line right here, that's going to be right here. Union is the line where the biggest threats of tornadoes, and that doesn't mean that one can't happen in Philadelphia or Scuba, but it's not as likely as we look at the outlook maps. Lisbon, Alabama, Pennington, these areas also have a chance of this. Chatham, Alabama is kind of the line, and Central Nail down through Bruton, Alabama, Daphne, and Mobile will have chances of a bigger chance of tornadic activity. I don't want to fool anybody as these winds come about and thunderstorms are coming in, the heavy rain. It can cause a tornado in here. We'll watch that closely through these early night hours or early morning hours as we watch these storms very carefully and cautious. Now let's turn this on. We can also do this as we put in the greatest threat of tornadic activity. And again, that's going to be that area of the line 2 there. That's what they're putting the greatest risk at. It can still happen here in the Meridian back over to Bay Springs and all through here, but it's more likely Richardson, Hattiesburg. That's where the big threat of this storm is coming through as we look at the advanced radar and what we think it will do. Now, as we look at tomorrow, let's just change this to tomorrow. Outlook day 2 of tornadic activity, and that line is going to be right here, eastern Lauderdale County. Let's turn on this and show you where this will be. Alabama has the greatest risk tomorrow of tornadoes, and it's rolling right through Wyandotte, Mississippi, through Tumsuba and the Ralph Morgan Rodeo and everything east, and we'll follow Highway 45 all the way to Scuba up to Wahalak, Sugar Lock Lumber, and Macon, and everything east of there into Bama is a level 1, as you'll see that. Now, when we get over to Tuscaloosa, things change a little bit. Birmingham, Tuscaloosa, Selma, Auburn, Alabama, all these areas down to Dothan, Alabama will have a level 2 chance of tornadic activity tomorrow, a greater risk than Meridian. And it makes sense there down to Crestview, Destin, Panama City. These areas in Georgia right in there as it crosses that line into Georgia there will have a chance of a level 2 tornado activity tomorrow. Let's turn this off. And where we can see regular radar. That's our paths there. Now let me do this. Let me pull this up where we can look at this. Now another thing that I want to remind you of is most likely going to be power outages is what we're going to see. You're going to have that. Power companies will do their very best to get this stuff back on as quickly as they can, but you can expect there's a large area. This won't be like this little thunderstorm in Collinsville or a little one down in Clarkdale area. It'll be widespread all across the area, and so crews are going to be hustling to do it. Have patience. And again, I hope you've got everything lined up that you need for tonight. Batteries, flashlights, everything charged as we go into this. Now, let's look at this. Here we are. This is our timeline that has just been released, the wind threat for tonight from the National Weather Service as we get this out of Jackson. If you're north of Philadelphia, as you get into Winston County, it's 9 a.m. tomorrow morning until 4 p.m. tomorrow, the threat. As we look at today, 3 a.m. for the Meridian area. This includes Philadelphia, Scuba, Meridian, Clark County, Jasper County, Smith County, as you get into Scott County, and also Leake County. All this area here back to Vicksburg is a threat early this morning from 3 a.m. until 10 a.m. Anything south of Clark County, Heidelberg, south of there, all that's going to be midnight until 8 a.m. is the threat area for you. And as you can see, this is a level 1 here for the winds in the Meridian area. Wind gust of 30 to 45 miles an hour south of there from McGee, Laurel, Hattiesburg is going to be somewhere around 40 to 55 miles an hour. Now, with that being said, I want you to remember, with any thunderstorm that we've had, we have often had thunderstorms that could produce up to 55, an isolated one. It could go further than that. It could be less. But on an average, we're looking at anywhere from 30 to 45 mile an hour gusts for the Meridian area as we watch this. Now let's look here what else we have for the National Weather Service. Flash flooding. Look at that, 4 to 6 inches. It's going to be big. And then the further south you go toward the Mississippi Gulf Coast, it could be up to 8 inches in some of those areas. But a line from Vicksburg over to Meridian, due north to Columbus Air Force Base, Mississippi State to Eupora, down to Hattiesburg, we are looking at 4 to 6 inches. Areas south of Hattiesburg could see up to 8 inches. This thing's going to be a lot of rain coming down. Quitman, we want to remind you to be ready for this. These areas around Lauderdale County, I know around Rush Hospital, we get a lot of flooding in those areas. There's streets that have done it before. Y'all be prepared. The Meadows. Have you got sandbags? Are you prepared for this? I do think you're going to have issues. Not saying 100% it will happen. Just going by past experiences of rainfall, the way it works. We've had issues down at the crossroads. Y'all saw that last time. We probably will have that again with these storms. Now, let's look at one more thing that we've gotten here. We've really looked at this, but this is the official map from the National Weather Service, and we thought we would show that. And it shows you what I showed you a moment ago. An Area 1 level threat for the Meridian area and anything south of Hattiesburg to the Mississippi Gulf Coast, a level 2. It's what we have on that at this point. That's a brief overlook of what we've now got coming in on this. We've gone over what we think as far as thunderstorm activity where it will be. As we look at this, and I was glancing at this a moment ago as I went to look at the cameras around the state, already having issues with this statewide as we pull this up. As we look at MDOTs, you get down here to the lower end. Usually at any given time, you can go here and look at a camera. Every one of these are not available at this time. They're already offline. As we look at this, as we go here to Wiggins, we do get a little bit of a look there. Switch to video as we'll look at that. Rain coming down. Nothing major, but it is rain there. And let's just switch to Louisiana. As we look at the Baton Rouge area, let's just see if we can get a camera to pick up here at Baton Rouge. Here we go. And let's go to video. This is Baton Rouge, Louisiana. As you look at, not a lot of traffic, is it? There's one or two that you see every once in a while, but it is not much there. It looks as though there goes one car there. As we glance at that, it's not as busy as it could be. Let's go down a little further south and follow this. There's Plamec. Let's go here. Here's Donaldsonville. Beautiful little town. It will show video, but boy, they got some rain on that camera. Not a car passing. Rain just dripping down off of these cameras that they've got in that area. And this is going to come right through about right here is where that eye of that storm will cross a little bit later. Oak Alley Plantation. I think y'all have all heard of that. Beautiful home. Sits right there. Let's go down and see if we can pick up any other cameras. Here's one down here. Bayou Cane. Oh, too far south. It's not working either. Louisiana, not working there. Let's just see what else we can fish around and find out here. There's Baton Rouge. Let's look at East Baton Rouge and show that video. A little bit more traffic there. Well, more, meaning one. You're not seeing much travel at all as people have heeded to this. That one truck there's another truck trying to get to where it's going to deliver the load. Let's get into Mississippi and just see if there's any cameras anywhere back available. Here's one down here in the eye. Let's just look here. This did work. That's Leeville Toll. Yep, if anybody's there, they're all alone right now, aren't they? But that's down right on the water. Surprise, that's due south of New Orleans. Here's New Orleans. That's due south of there. Here at Kenner, let's see what's happening there in New Orleans. Not much difference either. If you'll see there in New Orleans, that's live video from New Orleans, and we're not really getting any traffic there either as we glance at that. So that's a look about of what's going on at this point. Again, severe weather, mark it down on this of what we got, the severe wind threat moving into the East Mississippi area around 3 a.m. to 10 a.m. tomorrow morning. We'll monitor this. We'll go live. We'll give you updates as these storms push our way. Again, we're on the east side of this storm. The west side of it's going to be Scott County of the cone as it passes through here. Let's go back to radar and show you one more time as we pull this up. Here's radar is what we're watching tonight. And let's just turn this off. And let's just play that, how this storm is working. There she sits. I guess I'm going to have to refresh Bertha to make her work. There's a better view of that. And as you can see all around Houma, Louisiana, it's slamming into that right now. Will make its way up through here. Rain is coming. It may not be heavy now, but it will be here in just a little bit. Again, we want to say thank you for watching this evening as we monitor this weather. And again, it will be a bigger threat later on, and we'll bring it live to you here to let you know what's happening. Thank you so much, and as always, God bless, and we'll have more updates as the evening goes. Remember, do not whatever you do, stay in a room tonight that has a tree overhanging your bedroom. We don't want you to be in that situation. Pick a better room, stay with a friend, whatever it may be. We'll be back with more coverage from the Scotty Ray Report.